guys, it's your boy Alex, and we are back with another reaction video here on the Lionheart channel. And today, this is actually another special request. I'm sorry I'm kind of late posting this video. I originally had it set for yesterday, but I had to re-record the last two parts, so yeah, it was really hard to re-record the last two parts and all that. But anyway, with that being said, today's special request video, it's actually a special request for someone who recently passed away this year. This goes out to the late, great Shelley Duvall, who, if you guys don't know, played Olive Oyl in the Popeye live-action movie, and she also played Wendy in The Shining. Yeah, these past few years, we've been losing a lot of really great, talented actors, and it honestly, it's painful. It's painful when we lose, very talented people. I don't know the full story of, how she passed away, but if you guys know, or if you guys have a link to, anything that, or no, wait, no, don't send me a link. If you guys know how she passed away, let me know in the comment section down below, because I would love to know. But anyway, today's reaction video, we're taking a look at, well, since I mentioned she was the character Wendy in The Shining, we're taking a look at The Shining movie. But we're actually taking a look at Dead Meat's kill count on The Shining. So, this will be interesting to see how this goes. So, anyway, with that being said, let's dive right into the video. So, starting the video in 3, 2, 1, and go. Yep. I really got to work on that intro a bit more. Sorry about that.
Where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at The Shining, released in 19...
Oh, here we go.
How else to begin this episode than by admitting...
Yeah, I don't know why I said that, sorry.
The Shining is easily one of the biggest horror movies of all time. Although it had a mixed response when it first came out, even earning a couple of Razzie nominations for...
It's really funny now that I think about it. It's been one of the most iconic, horror movies ever, and it's been one of, Jack Nicholson's, best roles that he had so far. Is it really crazy to think about? I don't know. To me, it just feels really crazy that, this was his, this was one of the movies that boosted his acting career to new heights. Besides some of the other movies that he's been in, before this movie, and then after this movie, I think safe to say his career kind of spiraled a little bit. But still, one of his greatest movies that he's ever starred in, and one of his, most iconic roles, too. Oh, yeah, there's that weird bear dog thing.
And is frequently found at or near the top of lists of the greatest horror movies of all time. Shit.
I don't know why she's flailing her arms like that.
Based on Stephen King's third novel, which was published in 1977, The Shining's adaptation was co-written, produced, and directed by one of the most influential filmmakers who ever lived, Stanley Kubrick. Or Kubrick, I've heard it both ways. Kubrick's filmography is basically a parade of classics, with recognizable masterpieces nearly as acclaimed as they are diverse.
It's really surprising that this was, his first, horror movie, directorial debut.
His influence is everywhere in cinema and popular culture at large.
Oh, yeah. Never get tired of talking about how much this movie got parodied a lot.
Especially since it was based on a story by Stephen King, someone just as singular and acclaimed in his own art field. King famously disliked Kubrick's treatment of his story.
The face! Oh my gosh.
To be honest, I think the guy just likes everything nowadays. Last I heard, he still preferred the 1997 ABC miniseries.
Yeah. That's something I actually wanted to kind of talk about a bit.
To let you know, I can't cover it, at least not anytime soon. Thing's 4.5 hours long. Give me a break. But King is in the minority when it comes to his appraisal of this film. The Shining is one of the most frequent answers I
Danny boy!
People what their favorite horror movie is. And although some may find that answer cliche, I'm not surprised.
1 second. Sorry about that. There was a weird lag with the recording system that I had. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that at some point. But yeah, it's really crazy to think about that. Stephen King, the man who wrote the book to this movie, really hated the Kubrick film. But I think I remember from, Dead Meat's review of Dr. Sleep, he kind of turned around, after, loving it. Or something about that.
To ever be on the kill count. I mean, there's a whole damn documentary called Room 237 that
Oh.
covers people's interpretations and theories about the movie, some of which link it to Native American genocide, others to the Holocaust, and one to a conspiracy theory that claims Stanley Kubrick helped fake the moon landing. I'll tell you what.
Okay, that's a little bit of a stretch.
But we'll barely be scratching the surface.
Not by the hair of your chinny chin chin. Alright, here we go. Time to get to the kills, baby. This really is a great opening shot to this movie. Oh, yeah. The music. Oh my gosh. Every time I hear that music, it gives me chills.
And the tune grows in creepiness as a single yellow car makes its way to the isolated Overlook Hotel in the Rockies.
There we are.
Now, while King was inspired to write The Shining during an off-season stay at the Stanley Hotel in Colorado, these wide exterior shots depict the Timberline Lodge in Oregon. However, close-ups of the hotel's exterior shown later were all done on a set built in the UK. So
wow, that is actually impressive.
Hotel that you can call the Shining Hotel, especially since the insides were all custom-built sets based on various hotel interiors from around the world. Jack Torrance, played by Jack Nicholson, in possibly his most famous role, despite having a career chock full of them, meets with hotel manager Stuart Ullman ahead of his new job to be the Overlook's winter caretaker during the off-season. This weirdo Bill Watson is there too, but he doesn't really say or do anything. Maybe he dreamed of...
I guess you could say he's one of those, like, throwaway characters that no one really cares about.
The haunted kind. Jack, a teacher and aspiring writer, assures Ullman he'll have no problem being isolated in the hotel over the coming winter months.
Well, that just happens to be exactly what I'm looking for.
Plenty of time to get some writing done. Really go crazy with it, you know? He's not even deterred when he finds out that the last dude who had the job, a guy named Grady, had a bit of a mental breakdown and took it out on his wife and 2 daughters.
He ran amok and, killed his family with an axe.
That sordid history
well,
bode well
great way to start off a sales pitch, I guess.
At the hotel with him during the winter. His wife Wendy, played by Shelley Duvall, tries to get their son Danny excited about it, but he's pretty trepidatious because Tony doesn't want to go. Oh, who's Tony?
Oh boy,
he's Danny's little friend who lives in his mouth.
I keep forgetting that my Telegram messages go off every time I'm like recording these videos. I really got to start muting like Telegram before like that stuff starts happening. It gets really annoying when you think about it. Yeah, and also, Danny was a creepy kid in this movie. I mean, just because he was a normal kid, he still was creepy at some parts.
He just doesn't want to, Wendy. God! Tony shows Danny why he doesn't want to go in a series of psychic images that include a river of blood coming out of the hotel elevator and some
yep.
little girls. Spooky! After Danny's
Spooky!
He's seen by an unnamed doctor who's given a heaping dose of backstory courtesy of Wendy. Wendy mentions that some time ago, her husband Jack came home drunk and accidentally dislocated Danny's shoulder by pulling him away from a mess too hard.
It's just the sort of thing you do 100 times with a child, you know, in the park or in the street.
Are you sure it's Danny that needs the help?
On this particular occasion.
Are you sure about that, Wendy?
He used too much strength and he injured...
I mean, just saying. Just saying.
He's rightfully concerned about the potential abuse, but Wendy says there was a silver lining. It got Jack to stop drinking.
Yeah, he hasn't had any alcohol in 5 months.
Yeah, I mean, that's good, but still, that's a little messed up.
Where Stuart Ullman and Bill Watson are there to give them a tour of the facilities. As soon as Jack's done with that playgirl.
Ah, yeah, kind of setting up something there.
All over the hotel in long, unbroken shots. And a close examination of the layout reveals that some of it just doesn't make sense. The best example I can show you is that this window in Stuart Ullman's office should logically be there. If you follow Jack as he walks towards it, you can see there's actually a hallway back there. But once Jack gets into the office, there's a window.
Yeah, that is a little odd.
The illogical layout of the Overlook is the subject of countless theories. And if you're
guessing the Overlook Hotel is secretly a TARDIS. You know, bigger on the outside and then bigger on the inside.
Theory as to why why the hotel's floor plan doesn't make sense is because it adds to the nightmarish and surreal quality of the setting. You'll find that people are...
I mean, that could be also the reason, but still, very, very weird.
That particular of a filmmaker. Jack and Wendy are shown their apartment within the hotel, which has 2 rooms, a kitchen area, and a bathroom.
Very small kitchen there.
Homie.
They're also shown the giant hedge maze outside, as well as the snow...
You know, honestly, I've always wanted to go check out hedge mazes, but I don't think I could ever, like, you know, get through them.
Meeting some potential new friends. Oh, that's so nice for you, Danny. Now you'll have other kids to play with. Oh,
nope.
Nope, never mind.
There you go, they're just leaving.
That's gonna kill this kid's
Still creepy, though. A little bit creepy.
The ballroom, mentions that the bar is emptied of all alcohol for the off-season. Jack says that's just fine, though.
We don't drink.
The Torrances are introduced to the hotel's head chef.
Yes, one of my favorite characters from this movie.
And Danny on a tour of their enormous kitchen. After showing them the walk-in freezer full of meat and the pantry full of dry goods, Halloran offers Danny a psychic icy treat.
How'd you like some ice cream, Doc?
Hell yeah, Doc wants some ice cream. That's what's up. Over a couple of bowls of ice cream treats.
And to be fair, like, Dick Halloran is just kind of like the exposition dump in this movie.
Grandma used to do all the time.
She called it shiny.
Dick says that the story's titular psychic power is shared by all sorts of people, even though some don't acknowledge or recognize it. Danny says his mouthmate Tony told him that the Overlord...
And to be fair, that always was like a common trope with Stephen King books and movies. The psychic kid that was unexplained.
A sort of lingering presence here.
You know, Doc, when something happens, it can leave a trace of itself behind. Say, like, if someone burns toast.
Now, you may have heard of Stanley Kubrick's tendency to get a ridiculous number of takes from his actors.
I always said, you know, when you work for Stanley, it removes the main...
Safe to say that Kubrick is pretty much a perfectionist.
Until it's exactly the way he wants it, right, wrong, or indifferent. It is going to be right.
We're talking dozens and dozens of takes, even if they did everything perfectly within the first few tries.
He's gonna do 60, 70 tries. To see what happens.
Gosh, that creepy smile of Jack Nicholson. Oh, gosh.
Is because this ice cream scene had one shot, I'm not sure which one, that Kubrick did either 88 or 148 takes of. Accounts differ on the number. Scatman Crothers, who was more of a musician actor, couldn't handle it. Although apparently 6-year-old Danny Lloyd was just...
Yeah, like I said, Stanley Kubrick is a professionalist, apparently, or a perfectionist. I get those 2 words mixed up. I gotta feel bad for, like, Danny Lloyd if he had to, like, sit through that many takes of a reshoot of one scene that already was good. Gotta feel bad for Scatman Crothers as well. I think it's really crazy is hearing that he's more of a musician instead of an actor. So, meaning that this was his first acting career role that he got. Really great choice for his first acting role. Dick Halloran is such a great character, and I'm glad that he made a comeback as, like, a spirit that, like, is still friends with Danny in the afterlife. Well, him in the afterlife and Danny still being alive, which is kind of sad if you think about it. Yeah, I hate how he went out in this movie. It was so tragic.
Something Tony told them about. After a quick little fright shark, Halloran tells Danny there ain't nothing, but stay the fuck away from it anyway. A month later, the Overlook Hotel is a lonely place indeed, but at least Danny's making good use of all the empty space.
Riding around that big wheel.
Iconic close to the ground Steadicam shots. The Shining was only the 7th.
Oh gosh. Oh jeez.
Which allows a camera operator to get smooth shots.
Okay, so I think this was the first time they actually introduced the Steadicam, which is really nice. And it kind of makes for a really cool, like, tracking shot that they do from behind.
Are part of this film's memorable iconography. This scene also has some awesome sound design as Danny rides over.
It's going a little too fast there, Danny. Nice. Really adds to the ambient sounds that this movie gives.
His typewriter has been left unattended as he tosses a tennis ball around the hotel. When he grows bored playing wall ball, he takes a gander at a model of the hedge maze that Wendy and Danny are currently running around in.
Oh, yeah, actually, I think I do remember. They have a really cool, like, overhead shot in this movie.
We could never find out where we were. We were always
always lost. We always had to shout and have somebody work their way in with a diagram and get us the hell out of there.
In fact, Stanley challenged it was too easy. And
Wow. That is really messed up.
And he couldn't find his way out.
Also impressive is this.
Yeah, this right here. This cool overhead looking shot, and you see Danny and Wendy in the middle of the maze. That is crazy.
Center of the maze near a tall apartment building, then shot down from the roof as Shelley Duvall and Danny Lloyd walked around in it. They then matted that.
Wow, that is insane.
Headshot of the model. The end result shows just how big the Overlook's hedge maze is. You definitely
Very nicely done to the creators of this movie for doing that.
Tuesday card. Not sure how many days or weeks have gone by, but at least Jack seems to have finally found a bit of writing momentum.
All right. At least now he's finally started his writing.
Stops by for some chit-chat, only to find an angry shit Jack who yells at her for distracting him. Jeez, this is what he's like sober? She agrees to leave him alone, but he doesn't let her go without one last verbal kick to the ass.
Why don't you start right now and get the fuck out of here?
Okay, that's all right.
Great husband you got there, Wendy.
Danny anyway, because he's getting so lonely riding his trike around that he's considering hitting 7 and making a play date with the Grady.
Yeah, don't.
2 days later, a big old snowstorm has finally brought.
That snowstorm came in quick.
Something tells me Jack.
The face he does. Oh my gosh.
Damn, can that dude wear a turtleneck?
The facial expressions that Jack Nicholson does in this movie are honestly kind of funny and creepy.
The radio as the only connection to the outside world. But that's kind of fun, because when you use it, you get to say over a bunch of times. Over.
Boy, this storm is really something, isn't it? Over.
Over and out. He's striking through the hallway.
Oh yeah, this scene.
When he rounds a corner to find the ghosts of great
Hello.
daughters waiting for him at the end of it.
Come and play with us, Danny.
Sure, yeah. Play what?
Oh.
Ever
Yeah, don't wanna play that game with you girls.
and ever.
I don't think my mom will let me play Bloody Axe Lie Around for that long. Sorry, things are getting weird in a hurry at this hotel, although Jack says he's a big fan of the place.
I wish we could stay here
Ever.
Danny finally breaks his promise to Halloran and walks into room 230.
Oh yeah.
Dad takes a snooze at his writing desk.
What was that?
Dog, how cute.
I dreamed that I killed you and Danny.
Oh, no, it was about...
Yeah, that's just a little messed up.
Turns to his parents, sporting a new bruise on his neck, and Wendy immediately accuses Jack of being responsible for it. Why would she jump in?
He just has no idea what's happening.
I killed you and Danny.
Oh, yeah, that.
My husband just used too much strength. And
Well, there is that as well.
And also the shoulder.
Yikes.
He runs away from Jack, and since he feels wrongly accused, he takes his frustrations out by...
Me? I'm sorry. I just can't help but laugh at that.
Empty bar and take a load off those crazy feet.
goddamn soul. Just a glass of beer.
Sell your soul for a beer, you say? Well,
Yeah.
I got good news for you.
Here we go.
There's Lloyd, and souls are
Hey, what's up, Lloyd?
tabs. Jack gets a bourbon on the rocks and tosses away his 5-month chip in one gulp. It gets him feeling real loosey-goosey to the point where he's calling Wendy a sperm bank and a bitch and complaining about how she
Wow.
for hurting Danny that one time. That's when Wendy finds him sitting at the bar all alone, and she tells him that Danny's neck bruise came from a woman in a room upstairs.
Which room was it?
Dog, you know what fucking room.
Mmm.
Fun fact, in the book, the room number was 217, the same room King stayed in at the Stanley Hotel when he was inspired to write The Shining.
Nice to know that we're learning like some interesting facts about King when he wrote the book, and some interesting facts about the book as well too.
Had a room 217, but not a 237.
I gotta lie, the design for the room is actually pretty nice.
Finds a woman sitting in the tub, and she names
Oh, hello.
slowly blooming excitement. But don't get too cocky, Mr.
Oh, okay, we did not need an up-close shot of that. Please get it away.
Young necky woman is actually an old necky woman.
Oh, yeah, there's the reveal.
If not for all that rotting skin back there. Oh, and that laugh. Yeah, don't come at me with that laugh.
Yeah, that laugh.
From his fly-ass home in Miami.
Okay.
A premonition that leaves him with a terrified look on
Oh, I remember this, yeah.
Dick being scared was another one that
Just his horrified face.
60 is the number I've heard. It resulted in Scatman actually crying.
Okay, we don't need an up close shot of it, please. No. Oh, good lord. Jeez. Oh, yeah, Danny's not doing too good.
And sees images of red rum written on a door.
Red rum. Yeah.
The elevator full of blood again. That'll spook ya. Jack returns to their apartment and tells Wendy he didn't see anything.
Look how visually disturbing this movie can be.
Don't be ashamed of your interest in gills. Wendy says it might be a good idea for them to leave the hotel and head back home. But boy, oh boy, does Jack not like the sound of that. And he berates her for even suggesting it.
I have let you fuck up my life so far, but I am not gonna let you fuck this up.
He leaves in a huff and feels sorry for himself in the kitchen before
Going a little stir crazy there.
the hotel's throwing a full-on pity party for him. It's a swanky soiree in the
Yeah, I also think it's at this point that the hotel is just now trying to get to Jack's, like, you know, dark side of his nature when it comes to, like, when he, you know, gets alcohol. And they just want him to kill his family. Pretty much what they wanted the original owner, Grady, to do. Yeah. Now that I think about it, this movie has a really messed up plot with ghosts of a hotel that want the caretaker to kill their family. And I assume eventually kill themselves as well, but that's really kind of messed up when you think about it for a plot about a Stephen King horror movie about a haunted hotel. Something like that. Yeah, really, really messed up. And dark for that matter as well. Ugh. I mean, I guess at this point the ghosts kind of went crazy on their own, too.
Your money's no good here.
Well, some of them are on the house, and some of them are on Jack. Oh no!
Ooh,
To
ew.
get liqueur out of corduroy. The waiter takes Jack into the bathroom to clean him up nice and proper, and it's there that Jack learns this dude is Delbert Grady, the former caretaker of the Overlook. What was that guy's deal again?
You, chopped your wife and daughter up into little bits.
Oh,
Yeah, there was that.
Jack's guy.
There was
Grady
that.
denies the charge and tells Jack that he's the hotel's caretaker.
You've always been the caretaker. I should know, sir. I've always been here.
Whoa, that's some heady shit there, Delbert. Grady tells Jack that Danny is trying to bring Dick Halloran to the Overlook, although he definitely does not refer to Dick by his name.
Yeah.
He says that Jack had better make sure Danny stops misbehaving. He can't go running through the hotel with a pickle in his mouth, you know? Grady's daughters tried to pull that shit once, and you know what Grady did about it?
I corrected them, sir.
I corrected them.
And when my wife tried to prevent me from doing my duty, I corrected her.
Oh, damn, Mr. Torrance is breaking out his red pen, because it's correcting.
Yeah.
First thing that needs correcting.
Still a very dark, like, sinister line to hear.
Radio for fun. Back in their apartment unit, Wendy is planning her and Danny's escape when she hears her son screaming from his room in a bizarre voice.
Red rum!
I've always found that little fucker immensely scary while he's screaming like that, and while he's kicking his Tony thing into overdrive.
Danny's gone away, Mrs. Torrance.
These people need the DEA sap, but with the Overlook's phone and radio down, Dick's got no choice.
Yeah, you better hop on that plane and get there quick, Dick, man. Oh my gosh.
To the hotel. Wendy takes a baseball bat to go see if her.
Oh, here we go with this scene.
Well, he's nowhere to be found.
This is one of my favorite, like, 10 scenes.
He's been typing away at. Let's see what it's about. Seems a little too existential for my liking. Oh man, and can you
All
say
work and no
Wendy's
play.
Editor, dude. Jack finds Wendy peeping at his work, but he's not exactly in the mood for any constructive criticism. He is.
And this is
just the way they're
peak,
raising their child.
unhinged Jack Nicholson right here.
Ideas about what should be done with Danny, and I'd like to know what they are.
She tells him they need to take Danny to a doctor, but Jack just mocks her and yells at her again for interfering with his very important caretaking job. He grows more and more unhinged as he stalks her up the stairs in another scene that was shot a ridiculous number of times.
Wow.
I read that Kubrick did 127 takes of it. It was just one part of the
Jeez.
signing that left Shelley Duvall a total wreck. Kubrick was a consummate filmmaker, and from my research, seemed like a super cool dude to 6-year-old Danny Lloyd during production. But his relationship with Shelley Duvall was...
Yeah, I remember hearing about this.
A frantic, hysterical performance out of her, he pushed her to her emotional limits by being mean to her.
Wow.
Having crew members similarly give her the cold shoulder.
Look at this.
pulled hunks of hair out on the windowsill.
Oh, jeez.
Major trim.
Hunks of hair.
Oh, look.
Okay. Fine, don't sympathize with Shelley.
Wow.
It doesn't help you.
Yes, it does. It does.
A lot of candid moments between them were captured on camera by Kubrick's daughter Vivian, who filmed a short
Oh, he probably did not like that.
production.
Oh, come on. What do you mean roll video? We're fucking killing ourselves out here, and you're going to be ready.
I am too. I'm standing
Should we
right
play
by
mood
the
music?
door. No, I
Yeah,
can't
but when you
hear.
came in like this, you said,
We're
you're going to
sitting
look
there because
desperate.
they say, wait
Yeah,
a minute,
okay.
and then you say on the radio,
But when you
go.
do it, you've got to look desperate, Shelley. You just
Yikes. That is...
Since production took the better part of a year,
I feel even worse for Shelley if she had to put up with that.
I was really in and out of ill health.
now I'm
Oh
not in favor
no,
of using
poor
actors for the
Shelley.
sake of a performance, but obviously it's worth hearing Shelley Duvall's own words on the matter.
If it hadn't been for that, volley of ideas and sometimes butting of heads together, it wouldn't have come out as good as it did. So I resented Stanley at times because he pushed me, and it hurt. I thought, why do you want to do this to me? How can you do this to me?
Good on you, Shelley. Good on you for resenting Stanley Kubrick, man. Good on you, girl. And I really hope you're resting in peace right now, and you don't have to deal with all the crazy stuff that's going on in the world.
I really like him, both as a person and as a director. I mean, I'm amazed.
Also, for the record, I think Duvall's performance is perfect. It really sells how terrifying the hotel and her husband are. Jack yells at Wendy.
It's one of her best performances.
To hurt her with it.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains.
Your brains in.
Oh, he'll bash
I'm gonna bash him right the fuck in.
Grand Slam slugger,
Still a great line, and it's still a tense moment too. Oh, there you go.
She drags his
Oh.
through the kitchen and into the pantry.
Yeah, just drag him on into that freezer.
Before arming herself with a knife. When she tells
You
her
could have
she's
picked up a
gonna
bigger knife than that, Shelley. Come on.
civilization, he tells her she's got another thing coming. This turns out this crazy son of a
Oh,
bitch
no.
had corrected the snowcat too. Aw.
Yep, they're stuck there.
Jack awakens from a sack nap next to a snack stack to the voice of Delbert Grady on the other side of the door. Grady tells Jack he's got to get his ass into gear and correct his meddling family. And when Jack promises he will, he's rewarded with the sound of the door.
Oh, jeez.
Whereas Stephen King's novel is unquestioningly supernatural, Kubrick's movie, for the most part, is a little more ambiguous. A lot of the stuff that happens could be explained away as a result
That could be also a reason why Jack is seeing all this.
the door
Except there's that proof.
is one of the strongest pieces of evidence towards this all happening for real.
Yeah, again, the creepy facial expressions that Jack Nicholson makes for his character Jack in this movie is just insane. I know it's kind of crazy that they're playing characters with their first names. Well, mostly Jack Nicholson and Danny Lloyd are playing characters with their first names, which is crazy. But yeah, now that I think about it, I really need to go find the original book because I want to check it out, see how different it is from the actual movie. It's going to be hard to find, I'll tell you that right now. A lot of books are really hard and rare to find.
Towards this all happening for realsies. As Dick crawls his way towards the
Well, at least he made it.
Danny grows more and more creepy, grabbing a knife.
Red rum.
And writing
Red rum.
And check out what red rum actually means, Wendy. It's murder. Just like
Murder.
Neat, huh? Jack begins axing his way into the apartment, which causes Wendy and Danny to flee into the bathroom. Although Danny is able to
get him out of there first.
And have a fun time
Whee! Oh my gosh, that must have been so fun.
And so she's in the bathroom for the movie's most enduring and iconic scene, which took 3.
Oh, okay. I accidentally hit that with my foot. Before I even talk about this, before we even play it, there's a fun little blooper on YouTube of Jack Nicholson preparing himself for this scene. He's just going full on over the top ham for this scene. He just goes around then I pick up my axe, and it's just so funny to watch. And it's really crazy that this became one of the most iconic scenes from this movie. One of the most iconic scenes. And of course, one of the most iconic lines from this movie, from Jack Nicholson in this movie, is so crazy. So good. And honestly, this is one of my second favorite tense scenes in the movie. Because it's just really tense, and you can tell the fear in Shelley Duvall's eyes when this scene is happening. It is that insane, and it's that good of a scene, too. Really, really crazy. Well, anyway, we should at least press play and finish this off before, anything else happens. Oh, gosh. Still, really, really great scene for a horror movie like this.
Entire days to shoot. That had to be helly on Shelley Duvall, since her character is a shrieking mess the whole time. But there's no one watching this video who hasn't seen a parody of this scene in one form or another, even if it's just a riff on Jack's quote that was actually
here we go.
By Nicholson on set.
Here's Johnny.
Wendy slashes.
Oh, good slice there.
Due to them hearing Dick.
Hey, at least he's here now.
Uh-oh, Jack. Better get out there and do some more correcting. Dick Halloran, who has traveled far and so urgently, wanders through the empty hotel, calling out an offer of help.
Hello?
Never should say that, man.
Anybody here?
Oh, hey!
Bitch, the Scat Man is down, folks. I repeat, the Scat Man is down, which is a movie invention, by the way.
And just 2 hours into this movie, we finally get our first kill. I was enjoying the review so much, I forgot this was a kill count.
Jack finds Danny hiding and chases him around as Wendy runs through the hotel, finally seeing.
Oh yeah, time to see all the spooky stuff.
Something she's not supposed to be seeing.
That is more questionable than spooky, but.
Guys and bear guys, go hang out with that dead Dick over there, or with
the
greedy head ghost guy.
Great party, isn't it?
I guess if you're a big fan of cobwebs and skeletons, then sure, it's super cool. Wendy's last experience of the ghost.
And of course, we can't forget the famous blood elevator. That is still an amazing effect that they did for this.
Jack chases Danny outside.
Danny! Danny boy! Oh, this is not going well for him.
A huge, scary labyrinth. But D-Manny Tortor is a bright whippersnapper and figures out that he might stand a chance.
Hey, smart thinking.
He can cover up his footprints in the snow. When Jack reaches the end of the tracks, he gets confused and stumbles away, giving Danny the chance to double back and head towards the exit. Danny's clever plan works, and he escapes the maze as Jack.
Well, at least he made it out. Jack is just stuck in the maze now.
She takes him to Dick's snowcat, which thankfully has yet to be corrected by Jack. No offense, Jack, you're just not that great a mechanic, dude. He hears the vehicle.
Not really great at killing people. You managed to only kill one person so far, Jack.
Family escapes the Overlook Hotel. Jack collapses against the snow and is seen the next day.
Yes, the face.
The movie ends with a
perfect way to end off the movie.
Up on the Overlook's wall. The dude at the front and center of the group is Mr. Jack Torrance himself, even though the photo is dated 1921.
He's always been the caretaker there.
Jack's always been the caretaker here. How many people can a haunted hotel kill using one relapsed alcoholic with an axe? Let's find out and get to the numbers.
No, James, don't.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna count the numbers. Only 2 people died in The Shining, at least the bore witness to. Those 2 victims were both male, meaning Dick cooked us up a blueberry pie.
Wonder who he's gonna give the dull machete for lamest kill to.
Every 72 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Dick Halloran.
Nice. It was a great scare too.
No dull machete.
And he was one of my favorite characters too. Oh.
It's still a nice finish to the.
All right, there you have it, guys. That was my reaction to Dead Meat's kill count on The Shining. And fun little fact, if you guys want me to react to his review / kill count on Dr. Sleep, let me know in the comment section down below because I loved watching that video. But anyway, again, rest in peace to Shelley Duvall. She will be missed. Just glad she doesn't have to deal with everything else that's going on in the world and have to live in this, world anymore. At least she's in a better place right now. That's what I'm saying. I was honestly surprised he didn't give a dull machete for lamest kill. Even though, to be fair, I feel like Jack kind of deserved the dull machete for lamest kill. I mean, it's a silly way for him to go out. I figured he would have gone out in a much cooler, frozen death way. But still, it's such an iconic death. It's such an iconic death for such an iconic villain. And I figured he would have given the golden chainsaw for Dick Halloran's death. It's sad because he was one of my favorite characters from the movie. And to see him get killed off that way is just really sad and messed up. But anyway, with that being said, thank you all for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell to never miss a video. And with that, I'll see all you awesome guys and gals later. Bye-bye!